Eldrin Veloso, he is a director and playwright, di ba?
Yeah.
And a playwright, and he has an upcoming play to be tell us about it.
Simulan na natin.
Umpisa natin.
Hello, Gerald. Thank you so much. Hello, welcome to the listeners kung nasan na kayo at kung anong oras mo kayo nakikinig. At nanonood, of course, di ba? So, tama. Actually, first time ko to write and direct a musical and a play, full length in itself. So, this is Pilato. Showing on April 4 to 13 sa PETA Theater Center. So, Pilato, actually, dami nagtatanong, ano ba yung, bakit Pilato or whatnot? So, basically, kapag tinatanong ako, ano ba tong show na to? So, this is still the story of the trial and crucifixion of Jesus Christ. But, we're looking at it from the perspective of Pontius Pilate. And the people around during that time. Kasi 'di ba, pag isang tao, mas nakilala mo siya or mas naiintindihan mo kung anong nangyari if you look at or hear the different perspectives around, no, instead of just hearing from the person. So, nung tinignan ko siya from that perspective, doon ko nakita yung socio-political context, doon ko nakita yung economic context, probably how we can relate it to today's time. Kasi kung hindi ko ma-relate to today's time, ano pang sense na it's just gonna be another cenaculo. So when people ask, is this a cenaculo? No, it's not. Is this a religious play? No, it's not. It's essentially, for me, it's more of a socio-political play. It's an all-original Filipino musical. So, yun, go watch. Thank you so much. Marami pong salamat. Hindi pa tapos.
Hindi pa tapos. Pero when I saw this play, parang it was really I got really curious kasi I was given yung mga ano bang tawag
parang the
doon?
overview article ganyan.
Yung mga photos, yung mga costumes ng mga characters. Parang nasa Rome din di ba?
Yeah,
And I'm wondering, of course, without spoiling the play itself, di ba?
Hindi spoil na natin. Mamamatay si Jesus.
Oo nga. Talaga. Oh my God.
Mababago yun.
Oh my God. Sa bagay, no? So, this is from the trial of, it's about the trial of before Jesus got crucified. Pero, did you do research on the historical Pontius Pilate? Kumbaga, how far before that do we start?
Invento. Inimbento lang pala. Hindi. Of course, I did research, no? So, syempre, binasa natin yung canonical gospels ng Bible kasi nandun yung mga mentions about Pilato, at least from the biblical context. And then, we also research the historical accounts, at least the ones that are available about Pilato. May mga extra biblical or yung hindi kasama sa Bible ng mga stories, like, for instance, Pilato, when he came to Judea, kung yung province, no, kung saan sila, ang una niyang ginawa is arrive with Roman standards, yung parang banners, tapos yung image ng emperor. Di ba one of the 10 commandments is thou shall not yung mga idols, huwag kang sasamba ng ibang idols, di ba? So affront yun to the Jewish beliefs. So nag-uprise sila. So yung mga ganong klase na hindi natin alam from the Bible, ang ganda rin i-explore. Kasi very relevant nga siya to today's society. So that's where the kilig actually from me is coming from, na kailangan siguro nating ikwento to from this perspective. Kasi alam na natin, every Holy Week we know the Passion. But what happened before that? So, as far as the question of where are we starting, we're starting from the early days of Pilato in Rome. Bata pa siya, nasa militar pa siya. And then, when he became prefect or governor ng Judea, when he was appointed, and then the first clash with the Jewish people. Kasi, pumasok na si Pilato, around 7 years pa bago pumasok si Jesus sa Jerusalem and nangyari yung trial and crucifixion. So during for example those 7 years, may iringan yan with the may political situation yan with the Jewish people. Kasi imagine mo, isa kang Romano, tapos mamumuno ka sa isang Jewish land, and sobrang kontra ng beliefs niyo, yung palang belief in faith . monotheism sila Jew, di ba? Isang God lang, pero ang mga Romano,
Oo nga
kailangan mo
pala,
kabesaduhin, Goddess of love, Goddess of war, Goddess of ganyan, di ba?
Oo nga, no? Actually, yun ang isang people in the modern times would really ignore. I really don't think about that, 'di ba? na parang yung mga ganong klaseng, and actually hindi pa nga nare-realize ng iba na that is politics eh. 'Di ba? That is politics, yung how leaders deal with each other, especially if you are a conquering representative ng isang conquering empire, 'di ba? And of course, yung mga Jewish na, lalo na yung mga nalimutan ko yung mga terms sa Bible.
Oo,
Basta yung mga
ako din, hindi ko na maalala yan.
yung mga nasa templo, 'di ba? Sila yung basically it was a theocracy eh. At least that's what yun ang impression, 'di ba?
Oh, for example, in this play we have Caiaphas. We all know Caiaphas from the Bible as the high priest. But during that time, Sanhedrin siya yung de facto leader. Hindi man siya yung leader, pero siya yung pinaka-powerful. So, isipin mo na lang na during that time, talagang you can't separate church and state. And then, here comes the Romans, who are, very pious to their Roman gods, pero hindi naman yun yung sinasamba nila in terms of politics or in terms of military approach. Ang sinasamba nila, emperador.
Oo nga eh.
Diba? So, kung sabihin na emperador, ganyan. Kaya, those are the clashes na...
May mga Caesar na ba noon, ng panahon na...
Oo.
Okay.
This was the time...
give unto Caesar.
Yeah. So, panahon na to, si Tiberius yung emperor. It was the second emperor after Augustus Caesar. Yun. Kaya, kaya din ako na-entice to really bring this out currently. Kasi kung makikita mo in today's climate, ang daming parallelisms. Yung problema noon halos parang problema pa rin ngayon in terms of clash, beliefs. Sabi nga may nagsabi sa akin, Jesus daw was the first victim of fake news. Well, kung kung we'll be literal about it, marami nang biktima ng fake news before, but he's the celebrated one. Parang, kasi nga it brought a whole religion out of it, diba? So,
what is the main fake news about Jesus?
That ang isa sa naging rason kung bakit siya tuluyang pinakrucify is his claim that he's the Son of God. Kasi that's an affront. But nung hinarap nila kay Pilate, ang sinasabi nila is that Jesus was inciting rebellion, which is technically not true. Yon, yung ganon. Or parang sabi daw niya na huwag magbigay ng buwis sa emperador. Pero ang sinabi lang naman niya ay ibigay sa emperador ang para sa emperador at ibigay sa Diyos para sa Diyos. So yung mga ganong klaseng ipalalabasin natin yun sa play. Kasi it's very, lalo na ngayong panahon na yun, yung kadelikado yung fake news. And look at, it's giving real events, real life repercussions, diba?
Yeah. Have you heard about yung sinasabi nila I think sometime last year na parang may naging viral na meme na parang men think about the Roman Empire.
Yeah, Roman.
At least once a
What
day.
is my Roman Empire?
Diba? Pero parang, syempre, parang as a man, parang iniisip ko ba ang Roman Empire talaga? So, parang hindi naman. Maybe it's a Western thing. Sometimes, once in a while, siguro maisip ko yung mga gladiator. Diba? Pero, not exact. So, parte ng Roman Empire.
Actually, alam mo, hindi ko gets din na saan nanggaling yung meme na yun. Parang, why is it? Parang ang idea kasi ko, ano yung parang sobrang nag-occupy sa utak mo, diba? Parang gano'n, yun yung Roman Empire. Pero parang, bakit yung Roman Empire? Of all the empires, diba? Hindi man lang yung ano. But it was the most celebrated empire, siguro, baka dahil doon. And it was the most successful one dahil ang dami nila na-conquer na land. Diba? Diba sa Maxim, they said, it's the land where the sun never sets. Kasi sobrang laki, sumisikat pa lang yung araw dito, or lulubog pa lang yung araw dito, sumisikat na doon sa kabilang side. So baka dahil doon. Ako, sabi ko, Roman Empire ko si Roman Reigns. Wala kayo dyan.
WWE?
Oo, nauna bro.
So you're a WWE fan? Talaga, sayang. Ako UFC ako eh.
Ay,
Pero
shucks. Same company.
I used to be a WWE fan nung
Attitude Era ba?
Attitude Era.
Mm.
This play, how long did you write it? When did it yung idea kailan nagsimula? Tell us about.
So last year na Holy Week, I was watching a Cenaculo.
Last year lang.
And then in this Cenaculo, there was this yung Pilato na role. And so ang haba nung exposure niya, ang haba nung lines niya, ganyan. So sa haba, parang lumipad yung utak ko and then started asking, guilty ba talaga si Pilato of what happened to Jesus Christ? I mean, that's a very arguable.
Naghugas kamay siya di ba?
Naghugas kamay siya. Pero, Jews can't really crucify their own eh. It's only the Romans can crucify. So, naghugas kamay siya, pero nangyari pa rin crucifixion under his rule. Plus, papasok yung kung pinigilan ba niya yung crucifixion, would there be Christianity, di ba? Yung mga ganyan discussions, di ba?
Oo nga, no?
So, after that, doon na nagkaroon ako ng interest in researching about Pilato himself. And then, tapos isa pa yung pumasok sa utak ko, I don't know if you're familiar with the Apostles' Creed, di ba? Sumasampalataya ako. Out of all the characters in the Bible, it's only Santa Maria Ina and Poncio Pilato.
Pinagkanulo kay Poncio Pilato.
Sila lang yung na-mention dun sa, parang, asan si Judas, asan si Pedro, asan si Abraham, si Isaac, diba? So, there was really something to look into, ganyan. So, then, I started research, and I guess, at some point, sabi ko, wait, kung hindi natin ito, again, ma-relate to today's society, there's no point in doing this material. Then, that's when I read John 18:38. That was the time na Jesus was in trial in front of Pilato, and then nagtatanungan sila rhetorically, and then at the end of it, Pilato asked Jesus, what is the truth? Sabi ko, baka yun yung pwede kong panghugutan. So kaya yung tagline ng play namin is, ano ba ang katotohanan? Kasi in the age of misinformation, in the age of fake news, you would really be questioning yourself a lot about what is the truth. Ano na yung panghawakan nating totoo? Kasi pwedeng dalawang tao, parehong kiniklaim na nasa katotohanan sila, but they would be arguing. They would fight to death. I mean, at least metaphorically on social media, alam mo yun, di ba? So, yun yung inikutan niya. So, nung nakita ko yun, sabi ko, okay, doon ako na-excite. And I wrote the script for 21 days. Not to really say na parang ang bilis naman niya nasulat.
Pero ang bilis nga.
Pero kasi sobrang ang dami na niyang pumapasok sa utak ko. Kaya rin medyo napahaba siguro yung play. So, it's around 3 hours. And then, it started like a straight play lang. So, and then, naisip namin, okay, what if we add some songs? Parang to flesh out the emotion, ganyan. And then, nung sinastart ko na talaga siyang sulat,
who wrote the songs? Are you a musician too?
Ito na nga. Nung start na ako magsulat, biglang, ay, bakit puro songs na siya? So at the end, naging song through siya na musical. Meaning like, the music is non-stop. All throughout, it's songs. So, kaya medyo na-fast track kami in terms of the timeline. So, we tapped a good friend, Yanni Rubeñol is our composer, and Paulina Rejola is our musical director. So,
Wait. How do you... So you're a songwriter too, a musician?
Not necessarily. I'm a writer. So I wrote the book, the material. Naka poem version, ganyan. So naka rhyming, may phrasing na ganyan.
I see.
And then,
so yung basically parang you provided the lyrics and they
parang gano'n.
I see. Okay.
The narrative. Tapos yun, that's when we started the process na to do the music and then do the auditions. Tuloy-tuloy na until now. We're here na 1 year after.
3 hours of songs na sa musical, and you wrote all of it in less than a year.
Well, okay, may cheating ako ginawa kasi some of the lines some of the lines are lifted directly from the Bible. Bible kasi is ano rin naman, poetic in itself Syempre hindi ko pwedeng basta bali-baliin yun dahil baka paglabas ng mga tao, mga picket fences or mga picket na nakita ko. But it's actually just specific lines which is will serve the narrative, but majority of the is I wrote myself.
Okay, so what was the process of creating the songs with
so there are parang, if I would say, there are different types of songs that you would see in a musical. Kunyari, diba, in any kind of musical, meron kang mga kilalang songs talaga. Like, kunyari, Limis, ang kilala mo is On My Own. Or I Dream a Dream. Kasi yun yung mga parang solo songs nila. So may mga songs na ganon. Meron mga tinatawag na through composed songs. Meaning, hindi siya necessarily a single song. Para siyang nagbabago-bago kasi it ties the narrative. Mas siya, mas nagkikwento siya rather than fleshing out the emotion. So yung mga ganong klaseng songs. So yun yung mas madaling siguro kaya na isulat kasi you're writing a scene.
So basically parang isang a very long song.
Parang very long song. Tapos minsan mag-change pa yan into emotion. So mag-change din yung music and all that. Ganyan. So it was quite challenging. Hindi ko rin alam kung bakit na siya naging isang true musical. So kasi parang what we really wanted is to give something new to the Filipino audience, lalo na in the current scene that we have. Tas ang booming pa kasi kanong theater So parang kung mag-contribute tayo to that to the options that they have, sana something that's very worthwhile of their time and money, di ba?
Sorry pero hindi kasi ako familiar talaga sa sa theater scene.
Ako din hindi.
Kasi I might be talking to kasi I'm not really familiar of the people, 'di ba? So I might be talking to kumbaga a celebrated genius sa theater right now. Without me having any idea. Pero how did you pitch it? Kasi PITA is one of the most prestigious. Maybe, I don't know if...
Well, to clarify, so we're doing it in PETA Theater Center, but we're producing it.
I see.
Our company, The Corner Studio. We're mainly into digital marketing and events production. But this is our first production that's self-produced, kumbaga.
I see. Okay.
So, pitching it to my partners is siguro the question. Siyempre, kailangan ko i-pitch sa kanila na this is a good project that we could reach. And I'm very, very glad that my partners really saw din naman the value and the vision. So, they went ahead with the project. Yeah.
I see. So, in less than a year na natapos niyo tong project, now you're showing it.
Kaya nung sinabi ko parang there's no other word to describe the whole process than grace. Kasi kung parang isipin ko lang na ako lang or our creative team lang, parang hindi talaga siya mangyayari. Parang ang daming mga factors na involved in this production na it's out of my control and yet it's falling into places. Sorry to be a little bit a little bit vague or a little bit philosophical or about it, pero there's a certain force. If you're a believer, that probably could be God, if not the universe or whatnot, but everything is falling into places. Parang of course, hindi ko sinasabing walang challenges, may challenges pa rin. Pero nasusolusyonan siya. And we were able to hit the target kasi from the moment that we started saying na, okay, we're gonna do this project, final na yung date. Date yung unang na kailangan it has to be the weekend before Holy Week. At saka elections kasi ng 2025. So there are no other dates that we're really looking forward to. So that's when we talked to PETA and said, eto yung dates na namin, available ba kayo? Available daw. That's when we started doing the process talaga pa lang ng production.
What if they weren't available?
Well, we're gonna look for another venue. So, pero ang ganda rin kasi na PETA yung naging available. To be honest, we talked to a lot of venues, but siguro dahil hindi kami legit production pa or hindi kami kilala, so hindi kami masyadong nare-replyan or they're giving us very, very high rates. But PETA was very kind enough to accommodate us and say, available. Ito yung giving us a very good price. And usually kasi sa theater, yung mga new material, usually nagsisimula sa PETA.
Mm-mm.
So, ang ganda rin na doon kami makakapag-show. Well, una, maliit lang yung venue. So, walang pressure of filling it up, alam mo yun. So, that's very good. Yun ang example of things falling into place. Kasi parang I just sent out questions to the venues and then si PETA nag-reply. So, di ba parang kismet or something, ganun.
Galing. Ano ba yung tatanong ko? So, how about the casting? Yun.
So, isa pa yun. Ang hirap mag-put out ng casting call openly kasi hindi nga kami kilalang production. Number one. Number two, tas Pilato pa, diba? So, syempre yung mga siguro hindi masyadong religious or don't want to be working with the religious material. Akala nila religious material might not go for the auditions. But we still put out the audition call. But we made sure to secure first the venue so that we can announce it. Para lang masabi na legit to kasi may venue kaming pupuntahan. Ganyan. And may target dates na kami for showing. And again, that's also one of the things na I said I have no control kung sino mag-audition. So everyone in the cast went through the audition process. Medyo medyo rare na kasi yun in this scenario. So usually it's like may mga na pre-select na before, syempre kasi either sa commercial viability or sa talent or connections, ganyan. But sa amin, we're very proud to say that everyone went to the audition process. And ang pinaka-importante sa amin is the capacity and the skill to really be taught a new music. May mga ganun kasing skill na parang eto tugtugin mo lang, basahin niya yung notes, makakanta na niya. So kung ganun mabilis, yun yung mga hinahanap namin. Kasi you're gonna learn a whole new musical in under how many months lang, diba? So that's one.
Kaya feeling ko hindi ko pwedeng maging actor sa
theater.
Malay mo,
try mo. Naghahanap kami ng Roman soldier. Pwede, diba?
Pwede, no?
No, kanya-kanyang project, yan, kanya-kanyang requirements lang, kumbaga. So, some of the other projects might go for more of the acting capability, syempre. Mas kailangan ma-flesh out yun, diba?
How many days will it run?
It's running 4, 5, 6. April 4, 5, 6, and then 11, 12, 13. So we have 2 shows each, 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Except April 4. April 4 yung premiere, so it's 8 p.m. So, punta ka.
Sige.
Mga comics fans dyan, kung sino man ang gusto nakikinig dito, please do watch. Tapos dun tayo mag-wrestling. Mag-UFC tayo.
Oo nga, no? Anyway, it's, tawag dito, how many people are involved in this production? I'm imagining a lot.
We are a company of, I would say, 40. Kasama na yung cast. So, cast namin is 20. And then, we have the marketing team, we have the stage management team.
Yung mga, ano bang tawag doon? Understudies. May mga ganun pa, diba?
Yeah, sa show namin, walang understudies, walang swings, walang alternates. So, sila lang talaga. Kasi nga, it's a new material. So, I said na we want one person lang to focus on the role. Tapos, plus, konti lang din.
Who did you get as Pilato? Sorry.
Jerome Ferguson. Jerome Ferguson is a seasoned theater actor, a musical theater actor. Magaling. Matagal na siya sa theater. This is his first lead.
Okay.
So, it's a buzz also in the theater community.
Talaga? Okay.
We have, yung wife niya, si Procla, is being played by UP College of Music voice major, si Christy Lagapa was also ewan ko kung mas kilala niyo siya as part of The Voice Teens yung first season under Team Leia. Yan. Okay. So yun, I mean it's a mix of seasoned theater actors, musical theater actors, and really good singers na may acting chops na pwedeng hulmahin, kumbaga, parang ganon. Kaya pwede ka. Sample nga ng kanta dyan.
Well, actually, I actually sing. Pero you can never make me dance in front of an audience.
Oh no, yun lang.
Pero madami ring dances to, I assume.
May mga numbers that have choreography, yes. So
merong Jesus dito sa story.
Yes, may Jesus dito. He's being played by Noel Rayos. Is also a seasoned theater, musical theater actor. Ibang Jesus yung gusto namin ipalabas dito. Kasi what you would expect of the role of Jesus, or as he being depicted in films, in theater, is the kind one, yung soft-spoken, mabait, ganyan. We want people to see Jesus here as a human. So, actually, kung babasahin mo yung Bible from when he arrived to Jerusalem, yung last week niya, when he arrived to Jerusalem until he was crucified, puno siya ng anger. Yung mga lines niya, parang kinaaway niya yung mga high priests. So, maling-mali kayo, kahabag-habag kayo, mga ulupong, mga ahas. Yun yung mga sinasabi niya. So, we wanna flesh that out so that they see then why is Jesus like that at that point. Diba?
Even in Gethsemane, di ba? He was talking to God, di ba?
Nagkaroon ng konting questioning, why did he have to die? But meron din kaming syempre Gethsemane scene, may Last Supper scene, lahat naman yan dadaanan natin. But the interesting thing to really see in the progress of the whole play is that how did Pilato arrive at that moment of, well, una, trial and crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Second, the iconic hand washing. So kaya kailangan namin siya talagang balikan from the early days, how he was brought up. So wala namang batang Pilato, pero like yung the way that he was brought up, ano yung mga learnings, ano ba sila as Romans.
Pilate was a soldier, di ba?
Well, at that time, yes. Wala tayong historical account talaga of Pilate's life before he was appointed. Okay. But the usual track for an equestrian, yung di ba may mga class yan, patrician, equestrian. So equestrian family kasi yung kila Pilato. And the usual track nun is talaga to really be part of military.
Parang yung what's this yung Viking ba yun? Ay, yung mga barbarians, the barbarians yung sa Netflix na basta about yung raid ng mga barbarians sa Roman Viking soldiers sa isang gubat, 'di ba?
Oo.
Tapos Vikings. May pinakita hindi Vikings barbarians siya.
Barbarians talaga.
Yun yung pangalan ng show. Doon pinakita yung standard doon pala galing yun, yung hawak-hawak na parang
merong parang flag banner-ish ganun.
Yung sa barbarians ang nakalagay was an eagle.
Akila.
Ganun. So siya, yun yung standard ng Romans. Tapos ninakaw pa nila yun. So apparently it was
pwedeng ibenta.
So apparently it was really symbolic at makapangyarihan yung standard na yun, di ba? So doon pala galing yung word na standard.
Standard, kasi yun talaga yung bawat labas ng mga legion of soldiers, kailangan meron yun silang standard, ganyan. Kasi para makita sila
parang yun yung legitimacy mo. Parang ganun, diba?
Exactly. Grabe yung nun. So, in the end, what we want really is to people to realize, well, first, question the I guess their journeys towards the search for truth. Ano ba ang katotohanan? Kasi we're gonna be trying to present Pilato from different perspectives. And the story of the trial and crucifixion from different perspectives. And themselves, sana, they start asking the question, ano bang katotohanan? And really see how the events of 2,000 years ago is still relevant today. Are still relevant today. Parang makikita mo, sabi ko nga, if this story, if you just take out the milieu of that time, na 2,000 years ago, and replace it with our current timeline, mag-a-apply pa rin siya. We see a lot of Pilatos. Yeah. We see a lot of, we still see people choosing Barabbas over Jesus. Yung mga ganong klaseng, context.
Okay, so after writing Pilato, how do you see Pilato now? compared to before. Kasi parang yung sa Poncio Pilato ka, parang masama ka eh. Pag Pilato ka eh. Diba? Judas, Barabas, Cestas.
Oo, diba?
Ay, hindi pala kasama si Pilato doon.
Yung diba? Testas. Sino nga si Testas, ano?
Cestas yung yung isang nakapako. Yung nagmock kay Jesus.
Oo nga, no? Magandang story din yan.
Si Barabas kasi yung nakatakas eh. Di ba?
Yun yung prisoner na nakawala.
Si Hestas yung dalawa yung kasama niyang napako, di ba? Yung isa parang sumama, mabait. Yung isa, si Hestas yung minak siya.
Di ba Diyos ka?
Yeah.
We learn new things.
Pero si Pilato, 'di ba yung Poncio Pilato pag ang connotation nun is I never really understood it eh. Parang Poncio Pilato. Pero siguro parang I don't know. Hindi ko alam. Basta masama yun. hindi siya
I saw
compliment.
one comment and we're talking about relating it to today's society. No? I just saw one comment with the recent arrests and the president apparently from the perspective from the perspective of the supporters ni Duterte, they're seeing that Marcos is not doing anything. So I think I saw a comment si Marcos ang modern Pilato, naghuhugas kamay.
Okay.
Because I don't know if that is a really fair assessment. Kung ihahalin tulad mo lang siya with that one event and one aspect of his life, kumbaga. But yun, I guess yun yung point natin dito na parang ito mga stories na to of yesteryears, hindi lang natin siya i-reminisce. Dapat sana, yun nga yung sinasabi nila na history repeats itself. But only if we don't learn from it. You know? So, yun.
Well, yeah. Pero sometimes kasi unavoidable din eh. For history to repeat itself. Kasi, I don't know, a lot of factors, di ba? Although, parang it will repeat itself one way or another. Parang either you succeed or fail or things get better or get worse. Di ba? So, dalawa lang siguro yung nun. Or maybe more than two.
So, when you ask about like what is the perspective of Pilato now, I don't think that much has changed before and after this whole process for me. But what I really hope here is that when people see the play or at least understand the story, they welcome new perspectives. Yun lang din naman talaga yun eh. Na parang hindi final kung ano yung pinaniniwalaan mo today. And you should be able to be open to other points of view, diba?
Okay. So, siguro, yung mas, I'm gonna ask yung how Pilato, how the play relates to the current events, aside from what you said.
Yeah. Well, when I started looking at the story from the perspective of the people around it, what I really saw is a soul of a nation fighting for its freedom against an oppressing entity. So the Jews who really just want their freedom and be governed by their own, oppressed and conquered by the Rome. So, in essence, it's very relevant to today. I don't know who's conquering us. Pero parang, why aren't we free? I don't know if we would agree with this. Why aren't we absolutely free in our own country? I mean, yes, there's the Constitution that protects our rights. But parang minsan, may mga bagay na hindi mo kayang gawin because of unspoken agreements na parang hindi ka basta pwedeng lumipad papunta sa ibang probinsya. Kunya, gusto mo mag-travel within the country. Kasi ang daming kailangan ng ID, kailangan ng pera, kailangan ng mga ganyan-ganyan. I'm not saying na we make everything free. Ang point ko lang is that, are you really free with the things that you doing? I mean, right to life. Do you have your right to life? Kung sakaling pwede kang mamatay anytime if mapagbintangan ka or something like that. I mean, yung mga ganong klaseng discussions.
Yeah.
Well, sa lahat ng pinag-usapan natin, if napapansin mo, ang inuulit ko lagi is that looking at different perspectives before we make decisions. Essentially, that is what happened to Pilato. Na he did ask Jesus what is truth, but then stop there and not really, look at it, ask about anything. Totoo ba yung nangyayari, ganyan. Look at different perspectives. He just washed his hands. But then the crucifixion still happened. Of course, the result of it is arguable because it birthed the religion. But at that point, parang kulang siya ng information. Nagtanong siya ng ano ba ang katotohanan, pero nasan yung search for the truth?
Awesome.
So I hope that moving forward, especially after they leave the theater, if they start asking the question, ano ba ang katotohanan in all aspects of their life, especially with respect to politics, which affects our life as well. And I think the play has done its job.
Nice. Anyway, invite them again.
Yes,
Direct.
please. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Gerald. Thank you for this. And everyone who's listening at this point, salamat at nakisali kayo sa usapan namin. Sana hindi kayo nag-galit. Okay lang naman yan.
Nanonood yung mga yan.
Part yan ng free discourse. But just to, for a moment, I hope that you give us a chance. See our play entitled Pilato. It's an all-original Filipino musical. We're showing on April 4 until April 13 at Peta Theater Center. Tickets are available at pilato.helixpay.ph. And okay lang ba pa-follow na rin sa mga social media pages namin so you can see the behind the scenes, you can see the process and how we went through with this production, and also more information about our play. Maraming salamat, Gerald. Thank you so much. Ang saya nito.